Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. If you have a news topic or event that you would like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119. Today's show runs Monday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is September 23rd, 2019, and now the News at Noon. Update on the status of the Animas River from the Durango Herald with photos by Jerry McBride. Colorado wildlife officials have confirmed the fish population in the Animas River has been severely depleted by flooding and debris flows from the 416 fire burn scar. The 416 fire in 2018 scorched an estimated 54,000 acres of mostly U.S. Forest Service land in the Hermosa Creek watershed, historically one of the Animas River's cleanest tributaries. After the fire, heavy rains hit the burn scar in July and September in 2018, bringing down runoff filled with ash that suffocated fish. Wildlife officials suspected significant losses of fish in the Animas, and a small survey last year wasn't encouraging. Last week, Colorado Parks and Wildlife conducted its first full-scale survey since the flooding, giving a better picture of the whole situation. In 1996, a 4-mile stretch of the Animas River from the confluence of Lightner Creek down to the Purple Cliffs by Home Depot was designated a gold medal fishery, a label that highlights Colorado rivers and creeks that provide outstanding fishing opportunities. To qualify, a waterway must meet 2 criteria: a minimum of 60 pounds of trout per acre and at least 12 trout measuring 14 inches or longer per acre. The survey last week, however, showed the fishery didn't come anywhere close, said Jim White, an aquatic biologist with CPW. Researchers found just 28 pounds of trout per acre, a 64% decline from the Animas River's historical average of 78 pounds per acre. And only one 14-inch fish was found per acre, a 95% decline from the river's historical average of 22 per acre. White said that among all fish species in the Animas, populations are down about 80% because of 416 fire flooding. Quote, "When I crunched all the numbers, that was the take-home," he said, and it's not surprising. But there is some good news to report, White said. Heavy snowpack this past winter led to high and sustained runoff this spring and summer. The runoff cleaned the river bottom, home to many fish and the insects they like to eat. Native bluehead suckers were caught in record numbers. In 2016, for instance, 37 suckers were captured. This year, more than 160 bluehead suckers of various ages were caught. White speculated that because suckers travel long distances, they likely escaped the 416 fire runoff and have now returned. Ty Churchwell with Trout Unlimited said despite the fish die-off, anglers are catching quality fish in the Animas. For various reasons, trout are unable to reproduce naturally in the Animas, so fish populations rely on regular stocking by CPW. Churchwell said Trout Unlimited supports those efforts. White said that since the flooding, CPW has stocked about 6,000 10-inch rainbow trout. He said CPW would continue to monitor and stock fish in the Animas, which could return to gold medal status in 2 to 3 years. The Durango Herald reports that the FBI has responded to a homicide that occurred September 13th at a home in Sweetwater, Arizona on the Navajo Nation. Quote, "We are working alongside the Navajo Nation Department of Public Safety, Shiprock District, on this investigation," Jill McCabe, FBI Public Affairs Specialist with the Phoenix Field Office, said in an email to the Journal. She asked anyone with information about the homicide to call the FBI at 623-466 1999. Tips can also be reported at tips.fbi.gov. No other information was provided. The Sweetwater or Tolokan chapter of the Navajo Nation is in northeast Arizona, just south of Red Mesa. According to a September 19th article in the Navajo Times, the man was killed during a violent home invasion and assault that took place early morning. A family member identified the homicide victim as Milton Wagon Sr., age 64, according to the Navajo Times. Other family members were injured and required hospitalization. Navajo Nation police have arrested 3 men on tribal charges, the newspaper reported. A third suspect is reportedly still at large. The case has been turned over to the FBI for investigation. The FBI remains committed to investigating violent crimes alongside our tribal partners and to pursuing justice for victims and their families, McCabe said. And an update on the hemp crop this year, as reported by the Durango Herald. Some southwest Colorado farmers planted hundreds of new acres of hemp this year, pursuing big profits, but many have faced problems such as disease, unproductive plants, and a cold spring. Hemp is a promising cash crop for area farmers because it contains CBD, a chemical compound used in many products such as oils, tinctures, and creams that promise relief from a myriad of symptoms, including pain, anxiety, insomnia, seizures, and other conditions. Many farmers are growing hemp for its flower because they contain high concentrations of CBD. In August, a pound of CBD flower was selling for $100 to $700 across the U.S. That, according to Hemp Benchmarks, a cannabis data company. And by the way, none of those claims are admitted to put on labels because the FDA has not approved cannabis as a product. The high prices have caused a bit of a gold rush, though, into the industry, drawing in some new producers who have no agricultural background, said Katie Russell, manager and research scientist for Colorado State University's Southwestern Colorado Research Center here in Yellow Jacket. Hemp is also opening opportunities for farmers who have faced drought and low prices for years for commodities such as wheat and beans, she said. You have got this whole spectrum of folks getting into it, from young to old, likely some folks that would be very against the other cannabis industry, but see this as a commodity crop, Russell said, which it is. The Colorado Department of Agriculture expects 40,000 acres of hemp will be harvested this fall, up from 15,000 acres last year. In La Plata County, 548 acres are expected to be harvested this fall, up from 240 last year, and in Montezuma County, 461 acres are projected to be harvested, up from 200 last year, according to the Department of Agriculture. There are only 4 registered growers in all of Dolores County this year, and that's up from 0 from last year. If prices for hemp hold up as more acres are planted, hemp could become a staple of Colorado agriculture, Russell said. I think it could be a reasonable, high-value, reduced water use crop, she said. But this year, some farmers are seeing reduced crop yield or even crop failure for numerous reasons, including a cold spring that caused some hemp seeds to rot in the ground and delays getting necessary supplies such as black plastic and drip irrigation lines as a result of companies becoming overwhelmed with demand. Disease was another major hurdle for producers. For example, beet curly-top virus was widespread in hemp crops on the western slope, she said. The virus is carried by leaf hoppers and can twist plant leaves or petals. The virus can kill young hemp plants or just stress them out, potentially reducing their CBD yield, Russell said. No chemicals are currently approved to treat disease or pests on hemp, which makes it tough for her to advise for the new farmers. Farmers can rotate their crops, which can help prevent the virus, but some new farmers aren't planning on growing anything but hemp, which could be problematic, she said. Farmers have also struggled with male hemp plants being mixed in with female plants. When male plants come up in the ground, they must be eliminated so they can't pollinate female plants and reduce CBD production, Russell said. When female plants get stressed from drought, disease, or other factors, they can become hermaphrodites, which can reduce CBD production. Russell said most of the producers she has worked with plan on harvesting and testing their hemp for CBD quality before marketing it, which is risky. There are other unknowns for the blossoming industry as well, such as how it will be regulated and how the demand for labor could be met, because unlike hay, hemp must be harvested and planted by hand. But it could hold business opportunities as well for those interested in providing services to the industry, such as testing for disease, Russell said. There is an opportunity there to capitalize. And now let's take a look at the weather. Today, partly sunny with a high near 72 degrees, south-southwest winds light at 5 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly clear with a low around 45 degrees. South-southwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour becoming lighter. And now where I live near Dove Creek, the low on Saturday night came down to 33 degrees. So these low temperatures are variable. In town seems to keep warmer overnight than further out in the county. Tuesday should be nice and sunny, again with a high near 75 degrees. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Then Tuesday night clear with a low around 46. Wednesday sunny and a little warmer with a high of 77. Just a light breeze. And Wednesday night mostly clear with a low around 49. Then Thursday, as you can see in the graphics, we come back in line with a 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. And that, of course, is when Dove Creek School's homecoming parade will be. Mostly sunny with a high near 77 degrees. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 48. And again, Friday, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms also possible in the afternoon. Partly sunny with a high near 68 degrees. And that will linger into Friday night with a slim chance of showers and thunderstorms before midnight. Partly cloudy with a low around 47. Then Saturday right now is looking mostly sunny with a high near 73, breezy, and Saturday night partly cloudy with a low around 47. And now back to the news. From Colorado politics, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez came to speak in Boulder, Colorado, with a photo by Ernest Luning, Colorado Politics. U.S. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a progressive firebrand and sponsor of the Green New Deal, said that Democrats need to return to the party's roots at a sold-out fundraising dinner this past Saturday night on the University of Colorado campus. Ocasio-Cortez, widely known as AOC, invoked former President Franklin Roosevelt, the father of the Depression-era New Deal, and another New Yorker known by his initials, several times during her 20-minute speech, which was interrupted numerous times by applause from the roughly 1,000 attendees at the 44th annual fundraising Truman Dinner for the Boulder County Democratic Party. If Democrats want to, quote, live up to our values, she said, we are going to have to become a stronger party, a braver party, and a more innovative party. We need to earn the right to represent people in this country. The way that we do that as a party is to come home to our FDR roots as a party. We need to come home and make sure that the Democratic Party is the progressive party once more, end quote. A side note to research the word progressive in terms of politics, as it actually has more meaning than just describing moving forward. Ocasio-Cortez, who was working as a bartender last year when she unseated a 10-term Democratic incumbent in a primary, said she was impressed with the activism and results she saw among the Boulder Democrats, including fellow freshman U.S. Representative Joe Neguse, Democrat from Lafayette, who introduced her as proof that, quote, hope is as contagious as it ever has been. She said, quote, we need to dig deep, change our values with which we are guiding our society, she said. First and foremost, it means that not everything in this country is for sale. It means that our planet should not be for sale, that our ability to live and see a doctor should not be for sale, that our freedom to drink clean water and breathe clean air should not be for sale. And last but not least, it means that our democracy should not be for sale. Ocasio-Cortez called on Democrats to, quote, change who we are as a party. We need to come back home. We need to be a grassroots party. We need to be a party of working people. We need to be a party that is not dependent on corporate interests but on popular support, she said. It does come down to a fundamental choice because they've got money, but we've got people. The Colorado spokesman for the Republican National Committee lobbed some criticism towards Ocasio-Cortez and Andrew Romanoff, one of 9 Democrats running in next year's primary for the Colorado U.S. Senate seat held currently by Republican Cory Gardner. The 2 Democrats' support for the sweeping Green New Deal's proposal to combat climate change would send energy costs skyrocketing for working families and eliminate hundreds of thousands of jobs in Colorado, said Kyle Coley in a statement. Coley was echoing advertising from the campaign arm of the National Senate Republicans, who paid for a mobile billboard that drove around outside the fundraiser, displaying a message that Ocasio-Cortez and Romanoff are one in the same. And reported by the Journal, the federal water rule is bringing comfort to our agricultural community, with a file photo by Durango Herald. Lawmakers, ranchers, and agriculturalists are lauding last week's decision by the Environmental Protection Agency and the Army Corps of Engineers to repeal the 2015 Waters of the United States rule. The WOTUS, W-O-T-U-S rule, defines all bodies of water that fall under U.S. federal jurisdiction, and it was established in response to concerns from legislators and experts about the lack of clarity over the scope of the jurisdiction. However, the rule has received backlash from agricultural communities and lawmakers because it allows the federal government to control most bodies of water, including those already regulated by states, placing essentially no limits on the EPA's control. Senator Cory Gardner, Republican from Colorado, applauded the repeal of the WOTUS rule, calling it a, quote, victory for Colorado's farmers, cattlemen, ranchers, and small business owners. This burdensome regulation from the Obama administration would have been harmful to Colorado's economy and especially our agricultural economy and community, Gardner said in a news release. The announcement is welcome news and finally prevents an unconstitutional takeover of Colorado's rivers, streams, and local waterways, he said. Colorado farmers and cattlemen also supported the repeal, including Colin Woodall, Senior Vice President of Government Affairs at the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, who referred to the rule as, quote, overly burdensome. Cattle producers are a part of the solution when it comes to clean water, so we are thankful this nightmare is over, Woodall said in a statement. We look forward to working with EPA to finalize a replacement rule which respects private property rights. La Plata County resident Tom Compton, who is former president of the Colorado Cattlemen's Association, also expressed concern with the strict guidelines that the WOTUS rule would have placed on farmers and ranchers. Our local, state, and national organizations have spent a lot of effort trying to change people's minds in Washington, and that was one of our top priorities for a couple of years now, Compton said. We certainly expect that there are going to be regulations for water resources, so we accept those and deal with them, but when they talked about regulating mud puddles, it really concerned us. Water is something that generally cannot be controlled in terms of weather, Compton said, so strictly regulating water usage would only increase challenges that the agriculture communities face. Compton likened the WOTUS rule to the 1041 regulations that were debated at a hearing last Tuesday in La Plata County, and while he said that the powers might be reasonable, farmers and ranchers tend to get concerned when new regulations are introduced. Regulations that come down are sometimes interpreted as regulations by folks that don't really know what life is like on the ground, Compton said. They become more and more burdensome and onerous, so it can be disconcerting when a new set of regulations shows up and have a tendency to tie your hands as to what you can and cannot do. However, some environmental groups are still concerned with the repeal of the rule. The repeal of the 2015 rule, groups say, ignores the ecological functions that wetlands play, such as improving water quality and flood control, and removing protections for those wetlands could have a big impact. Senator Cory Gardner has consistently denounced the WOTUS rule since its introduction in 2015, and like other people in Colorado, he believes that the elimination of the rule will be an improvement to agriculture. Today's High Canyon Country happenings. Saturday, September 28th from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's a ranch tour. Register today to attend a ranch tour featuring Cachuma Ranch and Fozzie's Farm. Learn about regenerative approaches to agriculture. The cost is $20 per person and includes lunch. Walk-ins are accepted. However, we appreciate your registering by September 25th so we can plan for lunch, they note. Discover how Cachuma Ranch and Fozzie's Farm are working to create a future ranching and farming in southwest Colorado. Hear about Ken Laustein's vision for the 8th generation of his family ranch and how Criollo cattle are important. Then Jay Loschert will share his passion to foster community engagement in agriculture with place-based farming and learning at Fozzie's Farm. Discover how they are using livestock with both old ways and innovative approaches to manage and restore land health, boost productivity, increase financial viability, improve quality of life, and develop good working relationships in the community. Learn about the benefits of using heritage breeds like Criollo beef, native to our environment. The day starts in Dove Creek at the Public Service Center. You can contact Four Corners Ag Entrepreneurs for registration or more information. This Thursday, September 26th, there is a free webinar online. Get your business online with Google. It runs from 12 noon to just 1 p.m. Sponsored by the Southwest Colorado Business, the SBDC, and the Chamber of Commerce in Dove Creek is also helping to promote it. Please sign up in advance through register.gotowebinar.com. You'll learn how to create your business profile on Google, manage your business info across Google Search and Maps, use Google My Business to connect with potential customers, and create a free website using the info from your business profile. Are you ready, Dove Creek? It's homecoming week at the Dove Creek schools. You'll be sure to see some of the kids and faculty dressing up, and now you'll know why. Monday today, middle school is wearing tie-dye versus high school camo day. Tuesday through the decades, which is before 2000s, so it's the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Wednesdays is class color day, and for the class colors, grades 6 through 12, 6th is orange, 7th is yellow, 8th blue, 10th red, 11th green, 12th purple, and the staff wear pink. Thursday is blue and gold, just in time for the parade. Freshman dress up is Monday, dress as a food. That'll be fun to see. Tuesday is TV day, dress as a character from TV. Wednesday is dress like your senior, and Thursday is senior's choice. The homecoming parade is this Thursday. Thursday, 9/26, the schedule starts at 1:45 p.m. with the Booster Club Pep Assembly. And at 3 p.m., it's the parade up Main Street. At 4:30, the middle school volleyball plays versus Monticello here at Dove Creek. Then at 5 p.m., middle school football plays against Norwood/Nucla at DC here. And by 7 p.m., it's Powder Puff, or following the middle school football. And don't miss the bonfire, which follows the Powder Puff. And then Friday, 9/27, 3 p.m. is the high school volleyball girls against Ridgeway at DC here. And then at 6 p.m., it's kickoff for the high school football versus Sangre de Cristo. And our team has been really hot so far this year. It should be a game to cheer on, a good game to cheer on the Bulldogs. And Saturday is the high school only dance. It's $3 per single and $5 per couple. Please support our local youth and have a great and safe week, everyone. I post up all of these High Canyon Country happenings on our Facebook page, which is DCTV News at Noon, so you can look up phone numbers and dates. We also upload the daily news to our YouTube channel, which you can search for with the same name, DCTV News at Noon. And the broadcast is posted to the general Facebook page where we add links to stories of interest, share other events or news, and where you can join in the conversation with This Is Your Local Community TV station. So if you have something that you'd like to share, you can contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call us at the station 970-677-4119. Thank you for tuning in. News at Noon now airs at noon Monday through Friday, and then it's available on demand online on our YouTube channel and posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page. We ask if you would please like us there and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Thank you for watching.